Good morning. This is Pastor Doug. Last Sunday we talked about temptation as we looked at the tempter coming to Eve in the garden and seeing the way that he cast doubt on God's goodness. We're reminded of how temptation affects all of us even today. There's a sense of doubting God's goodness or his faithfulness or his reliability, and a sense of, I'm just going to take things into my own hands. I'm going to fill that maybe some of the deepest needs in my life. I'm going to fill it my way instead of God's way. And we're all susceptible to that. We each have various points in our lives that are more weak. Sometimes those are because we've given in those areas, and now it's always going to be a little bit of a weaker point. But God, in his grace and his mercy, promises that he will not allow us to be tempted beyond what we can bear, but with that temptation will provide a way of escape. So I encourage you to be considering what are the ways of escape that God has before you so that you can resist that temptation and live faithfully before him. This week, as we continue in Genesis 3, we're going to talk about judgment and the results and the disaster of that sin and God's judgment upon the serpent and the woman and the man. Judgments that affect all of us even today. It affects all of creation. It affects humanity. We've all been marred by that original sin. Yet even in that judgment, and we need to take that very seriously, God's grace is present. There's hints of that ultimately we'll see the fulfillment of that when Christ takes that judgment upon himself on the cross. We look forward to seeing you Sunday and worshiping God, our faithful and reliable God who can always be trusted. Count on him.